The claws came out yet again as Whoopi Goldberg took another swipe at Meghan Markle during a heated discussion about the Duchess of Sussex on The View. The moderator and Hollywood veteran has been one of Meghan's most vocal critics among American celebrities, frequently slamming her for what Whoopi sees as delusions of grandeur and an inability to understand her diminished status after divorcing the royal family. As the co-hosts debated whether Meghan's reality show and other media projects constitute cashing in on her royal fame, Whoopi launched into a diatribe about the former actress being a royal wannabe, who is desperately trying to hold on to a life she left behind. Her scathing remarks drew gasps from the audience and even made some of her co-hosts visibly uncomfortable. Meghan ain't a royal anymore, okay? She's a wannabe royal. Whoopi exclaimed, her voice rising in frustration. She married into that family, got a title for a couple years, but then she kicked all that to the curb and turned her back on the whole institution. Now she's out here doing Oprah interviews and reality shows trying to capitalize on the very thing she quit. The host was seemingly losing her patience with Meghan's attempts to straddle her previous aristocratic life and new celebrity status as an ex-royal. In Whoopi's eyes, the Duchess can't have it both ways, either embrace her departure from the monarchy fully or stay attached to the glory and privileges of royal life. Trying to profit off being royal adjacent was drawing Whoopi's ire. Listen, Meghan needs to make up her mind, she continued, speaking over attempts by the other co-hosts to interject. Either you're a member of the royal fam or you're just another rich Hollywood type, you don't get to be both. She made her choice to leave all that behind, so she needs to actually leave it, not keep milking it for money and attention. Whoopi delved into the perceived hypocrisy of Meghan's actions, accusing her of wanting to retain the prestige and glamour associated with royalty without any of the obligations or scrutiny. The longtime actress and comedian sees the Duchess as entitled and out of touch with the realities most people face. This is a woman who literally had staff to attend to her every whim, boundless wealth, and got to swan around the world with fancy hats and jewelry paid for by British taxpayers, she said, her voice dripping with disdain. And now she's crying persecution and claiming they're being hunted by the paparazzi? Girl, please. Welcome to being a celebrity, not a oppressed victim. In Whoopi's eyes, Meghan signed up for a life of luxury and adulation by marrying Prince Harry, but then turned around and disrespected that privilege by turning her back on the entire institution of the monarchy. According to the multiple Emmy and Grammy winner, the Duchess is being disingenuous by complaining about a life that countless aspiring actors would dream of attaining. All these actresses and starlets would kill to have the opportunities she had handed to her on a platter, and instead of appreciating it, she basically told the royals to stuff it, Whoopi stated bluntly. But now that real life without servants and palaces has set in, she's out here acting like some big victim of heartbreaking circumstances. It's pathetic if you ask me. The conversation pivoted to the upcoming Sussex Soapy, the working title for Meghan and Harry's reported reality show documenting their lives in California. While other celebrities like Kim Kardashian have found immense success and wealth with revealing looks into their personal dramas, Whoopi believes Meghan is out of touch with how the public will perceive such a display after aligning herself with the royal family. I don't care how much money Netflix throws at them, people aren't going to look at Meghan and Harry the same as other reality stars, Whoopi asserted. The royals have always been expected to maintain a certain level of public discretion and decorum. I'm not saying they have to be stuffy hermits, but do we really need to see what brand of almond milk they buy at Whole Foods? She went on to excoriate Meghan's apparent double standards, where she expects privacy and protection from prying eyes while simultaneously courting public attention and profiting off her fame. In Whoopi's characteristically blunt opinion, the Duchess simply can't have it both ways if she wants to retain any credibility. Meghan keeps rambling about privacy and her right to be left alone as a private citizen, but then she flashes her royalty for the cameras every chance she gets, the host stated with clear exasperation. You don't get to claim you just want to be a mom changing diapers in Montecito while hawking $30 bracelets on your website and filming a reality show. If you want to be truly private, great, go be private. But stop dangling those royal connections to make a buck. Some of Whoopi's co-hosts appeared to share her assessment that Meghan is coming across as tone-deaf and hypocritical with her self-promotional media blitz in the aftermath of her royal divorce. Sunny Hostin in particular agreed that the Duchess seems to be clumsily straddling the line between basking in her former royal luster and rejecting the trappings of that life. I get where Whoopi is coming from. Meghan shouldn't be surprised people still associate her with royalty, but then she also can't constantly remind folks of that connection to make money off it, Hostin remarked. At a certain point, she's got to make a clean break instead of trying to have her monarchy cake and eat it too. However, others like Sarah Haynes pushed back, arguing that Meghan is simply trying to take control of her own narrative after relentless negative coverage from the British tabloid media. In Sarah's view, the Duchess has the right to shape her public persona and share her truths, even if it contradicts the monarchy's code of silence. I don't think it's fair to call Meghan a wannabe royal, or accuse her of profiting off a life she walked away from, Sarah said, her brow furrowed in disagreement with Whoopi. She was part of the royal family, period, that will always be part of her identity and story. Just because she's being vocal and outspoken doesn't mean she's trying to hold on to something she gave up. The debate grew increasingly heated, with Whoopi repeatedly interrupting and loudly asserting her view that Meghan was unfairly leveraging her ties to the monarchy out of greed and thirst for fame. Conversely, Sarah maintained that the Duchess was merely sharing her truth and using her platform, rather than clinging to a status she abdicated willingly. I'm sorry, Whoopi, but I just don't agree that being forthright about your experiences somehow negates Meghan walking away from royal life, Sarah said, raising her voice to be heard over the yelling. She went through a lot in that environment, presumably with mental health struggles. Shouldn't she be allowed to open up about that her own way? Eventually, the show was forced to go to commercial amid the escalating crosstalk and raised voices. Viewers took to social media in droves, both aligning with Whoopi's wannabe royal condemnation and defending Meghan's right to shape her public image as she sees fit. The heated disagreement seemed to only amplify the polarizing nature of public discourse around the Duchess. When the show returned from break, Whoopi attempted to have the final word, reiterating her view that Meghan is simply out of touch and